If you haven't heard, the biggest Netflix launch of all times with 111 million global viewers since its release, one of the golden #1 show of the world is Squid Game. In case if you haven't watched the show, stop. Spoilers ahead, be warned. Okay, it's safe to proceed. This show revolves around players who are in huge debt and have nowhere to go. These players are then invited to play children's games through an organization, and the winner takes home the prize money. Except nothing comes free in life. There is a price to pay, and a very deadly one at that. The players are especially unique, introducing the Squid Game player personality 5 elements in-depth analysis. There are 456 players in total. Today we'll analyze player number 001, player number 067, player number 199, player number 218, and player number 456. If you haven't watched Squid Game, this is your last chance to go before I reveal some major spoilers ahead, so don't blame me. Traditional Chinese medicine is built on 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. These 5 players represent a unique element. Can you link the players and their element? Pause the video and try it out for yourself before I reveal the answers. Starting with player 001, the creator of the game, the VIP of all VIPs. As a creator, he knew the ins and outs of how to play the game. We see him shining through the tug-of-war game. Who knew that tug-of-war wasn't all physical macho strength, but also one with strategy? In the tug-of-war game, his team consisted of elderly, women, and children compared to the opponent's team of all strong guys. But he has immense knowledge and listened to what his teammates had to say first, and then he pitched in his felicitous comments that saved their lives. If you want in on the secret, rewatch Season 1, episode Tug of War. As the games continued, player 001 lost control of his bladder due to fear. Later throughout the show, it was revealed that player 001 was actually a creator, and his creator character was an owl, which symbolizes wisdom and knowledge. Owls also mean transitions of time, so we see how player 001 was bored out of his mind, sitting on a huge mountain of money, but didn't have any meaning or purpose in his life, so he was lost. He created the games, and the games allowed him to re-experience and relive his most treasured time period of his life, his childhood. So we see a lot of water personalities shown by player 001. We have wisdom, knowledge, emotional fear, loss of kidney, bladder control, and contemplating the million-dollar question: what is the meaning of life? Next, we have player 067, a very young escapee from North Korea. She wants to get enough money so that her family can be reunited once more. In order to get that money, she did everything she could, from joining gangs to pickpocketing. Her short physique and tiny structure makes her stand out less as a competitor. Even though she looks small and ostensibly not dangerous, don't ever judge a book by its cover. She will not hesitate to kill if deemed necessary. In the semifinals, her last quote to player 456 when he went to target a sleepy player 218, "This isn't you." Gotta say, her morals and beliefs are the most rooted of all the players, and I kinda wish that she had won instead. Here we see a lot of wood personality traits: strong-willed, visionary, rooted in moral beliefs, planner, and super straightforward in her actions. But on a sad note, here's a sadder story. Next, we have player 199. This poor guy deserved much better. He was the most selfless and caring player of them all, straight from episode 1, Red Light, Green Light, when he saved player 456 right at the end. Notice how he spoke in formal terms, addressing the players as sirs. He didn't value himself and looked up to his other team members, especially when he could have easily dominated them all. However, being from a different country, different culture, different background, in a different country with different rules and different games, he was exploited. This poor guy was a migrant factory worker in Korea and denied of his pay for months. His wife and newborn baby crammed into tiny living quarters, and he was forced daily to work in dangerous work environments. On top of that, he was betrayed by whom he looked up to very much during the marbles game. Here we see a lot of portrayed earth elements: humble, hardworking, generous, compassionate team player, and giving from the depths of their heart without asking anything in return. Good guys just never win. Next, we have player 218, who is the pride of his village. He managed to raise to the top of his academic studies from poor background to the esteem of Seoul National University, and eventually creating his own business in America. However, he gambled a bit too hard. His life was bleak, bankruptcy, police chasing him, and unable to tell his mother the truth. He was the only character that considered ending his life, so you can see that it was very hard for him to let go. Although his morals and decisions got the best of him, we cannot deny how smart and quick-witted, full of new innovative ideas and doing anything and everything possible to survive. We see his talents shine when he applied player 067's hint about the sugar in the honeycomb game, and his quick thinking during the tug-of-war game, faking a loss, but ultimately winning the tug-of-war game. Believing that he needed a strong partner, he picked Ali and quickly betrayed Ali to save his own ass. He was very decisive in the glass bridge game, and some may argue that he did wrong, but he saved 3 lives, including his own. The games forced him to make cold and manipulative decisions, but in the end, when he knew that he could leave freely, he decided to sacrifice himself so player 456 can make a difference where he knew that he could not have. Here we see a lot of metal element personality types: perfectionists, high standard, hard workers, dependable, trustworthy in some cases, prone to emotional sadness and depression, and very difficult to let go. And for the finale, player 456. Player 456 was a fire that provided comfort and strength to his members. He got the team together and convinced the people to sort of trust each other. He kept looking at the positives of the game and was the only player to still smile, talk, and joke around. He helps the injured and protects people, especially when player 001 wet his pants. He also decided to team up with the weak and the elderly player 001 in the marbles game when nobody wanted to play with him, forming a gangbu. So here we see a lot of fire element personality types: extroverted, going out people person, get along well with people, charismatic and passionate in his goals to get enough money for his mother to undergo surgery. Fire elements thrive on people, community, and passion. When he lost his purpose, even after winning the games, he was very, very miserable and lost. At the end, he even dyed his hair red, symbolizing fire, to stand up and rebel against the organization. If you want more information about the fire element, check this video.